Who the fuck is Bruno Moreira, a 22-year-old entrepreneur? It's crazy that about a year ago, I left everything behind in America. I dropped out of college, went all in on my vision, on my dreams. But this video is not about business. It's gonna be raw, honest, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it takes in order to get to success. I haven't made it yet, but I'm in a pretty good point of my life now where I can travel the world, connect people, and make content for a living. But this video is not about that. It's about the nights that I was not sleeping. I was sleeping 3-4 hours a night. The days I would wake up at 4 a.m. in order to get to the gym first, then the basketball team, in order to get the respect from them. This video is all the doubts, all the people that questioned me, that were calling me crazy when I dropped out of college and I went all in on my dreams and my vision. It was not easy. I had to quit on other dreams of becoming a professional tennis player and many more. And in this video, you'll see exactly, by the end of it, what it actually took from me in order to get to where I am now. And again, this is not about showing off. It's always my honest, raw. So if you have the attention span of a goldfish, you can leave. But if you're here for the raw talk, for the entrepreneurship, for what he actually takes to get to where you want to be, then stick until the end. Because I'm telling you, my story is different. I think it's very inspiring. I'm proud where I came from so far now. You know, it's crazy that when I was 18 years old, I left everything behind here in Portugal. Because like I told you, I always knew that I was meant to be different. I always knew that I wanted something bigger out of life. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to retire my parents. I wanted to make incredible connections, make incredible experiences, and do it with the people I like, care, and respect the most. And it was crazy that everybody was telling me, Bruno, don't go to America to play college tennis and study. But what did I do? Like I was always the underdog. I was always, don't do that. And what Bruno does, he always does the thing that scares him the most. He always does the things that seek discomfort. The best things in life happen outside of your comfort zone. And I knew it. So I went to the US. All my life, I grew up here in Portugal in a middle-class family. My father worked all his life, 3 jobs at the same time. He spent 5 years in Africa to help my family and to provide food to the table. My mom, from a super poor family, she's been working, I think she was 13, 14 years old. And you know, that's why I have such a burning desire and fire inside of me to conquer everything I want in this life. And I know that you, on the other side of the screen, you feel that fire exactly inside of you. And that's why you reach success, and that's why you're watching this video and you'll stick until the end, because you're a real one. Boys, I was 18 years old. My parents helped me out a bit on my first year of college. I had to pay multiple 4 figures per semester, every 2 years as 2 semesters. And my parents helped me with their life savings on the first year. And it was not easy, you know. I had to work I was cleaning windows for a living. Guys, I didn't have a car in America. I was carrying a bucket, a squeegee, knocking on 200 doors every single day. No complaints, just grind, pure sacrifice. Because I had to make it happen. You know, you're a different man when you have no plan B, when you actually have to make it happen. And I had to make it happen for me, for my family. That's the thing, you have to have a big why. You have to have a why that gives you such a burning desire to wake up every fucking day and give your best for your family, for your friends, for the people who believe in you, for the people, even for the people who doubt you. You know, there is I don't see no one as enemies in this life, you know. Of course there's people who don't believe me, but good, keep on watching me, watch me now. You know, where I have freedom, where I'm connecting people and traveling all over the world. But again, this is not showing off, I'm gonna tell you guys my exact story. I was cleaning windows, no car, had to carry my bucket and squeegee. The cops got called on me, and boys, this is not a legal business because I had a student visa, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you have no plan B, like I said. And everybody, some homeowners would come out with their shotguns to the house, telling like, fuck off, get out of my property. People would door slam me, tell me everything. They would call the cops on me because, you know, they think, because I was in one of the most dangerous cities in America, people think that I was robbing or doing something bad. And yeah, it's crazy times looking back. I remember my first day, I told my mom and dad, like, Mom and Dad, trust me, I'm gonna be able to pay for college. for myself, and I'm gonna do it through window cleaning. You know what I mean? And they're like, what the fuck? Like, Bruno, what are you doing? What are you saying? You know, cleaning windows. You think you're gonna pay for the semesters by cleaning windows? And I remember the first day I went out to knock doors, I made, guess how much? Tell me in the comments how much I made. First day, I made $0. I remember coming back to my dorm room, to that prison and that shitty cafeteria food. I remember going back to my dorm room. I lay down in my bed. I called my mom and my dad, of course, by WhatsApp, every single day for 3 years. Not easy at all. And I was like, Mom and Dad, yeah, they asked me, Bruno, so how did the first day go? I was like, good, good, good. Everything went well. I'm going back tomorrow. But deep down, you can't imagine how fucking scared I was. Because I was starting to realize, oh fuck, you know, all the people were doubting me. Maybe they are correct. Maybe I'm just a stupid guy with big dreams. You know what I mean? I'm just like an average Joe. You know, I'm just, you know, I was starting to question everything around me. You know what I mean? And that's the type of, I was in a period, I was in the lonely period. I didn't want to, I already outgrew the friends that I used to be with that just wanted to go out to party. But I wasn't yet with those friends that I wanted to be, that just want to talk about business, improve every area of their life, you know, scale their business, travel the world. And I was there in the middle, in the lonely chapter. And I remember my second day, I went out to knock the doors. And guys, I made $500 in a single day. Cleaning windows, 2 houses for $250 each. I didn't clean them good, you know. I'm honest, I didn't clean them good. But you know, I did what it takes. You know, I wouldn't even have, boys, I would have to clean roofs, I would have to clean gutters, and I wouldn't even have like fucking ladders. I had no equipment. I would even have to pitch them for them to give me their ladder, their blower, so I can blow all the leaves, everything. I had no safety equipment, you know, and that's exactly what it takes. No safety net, just going all in on your vision and in what you truly believe in. But I knew that wasn't the life that I wanted for me and for my future, you know. I always knew that wasn't the life that I actually wanted for me and for my family, and I knew that it wasn't gonna take me to where I wanted to be. You know, with all these big dreams that I had, cleaning windows was not gonna get me there. And I was playing college tennis, doing all that stuff, studying, still cleaning windows. Guys, all throughout the day I was, you know, super fucking busy all day long, weeks, years, and yeah. It was not easy at all. It was not an easy period. And I remember I started creating content about 2 years ago, and it completely changed my life, but it wasn't always like this. The first couple months were not very hard, but you know, it was much better than cleaning windows, obviously. And I was also doing tennis coaching, so I'll make some money on the side as well. And I remember I started creating content, started documenting my journey. I was being genuine, you know. The Bruno that you see on the camera is the Bruno that you would see on the street, you know, when you meet me. If you reach to this point, don't forget to subscribe to keep on watching these raw talks and, you know, me sharing my story, because it's important. Every single one of us, human beings, has a different story, and you gotta share it to the world. Don't keep it. Share, be vulnerable, and that's exactly what I'm doing, you know, because I know the benefits that will bring me as well, and it's good to release all this stuff. I remember before I even started creating content, I remember I was knocking doors for AT&T, selling cell phone plans, TVs, everything like that. And my boss promised me $3,000 a week. I remember I arrived there, the top sales rep had made only $600, boys. From that point, I knew that I was scammed. But I remember that summer, all my friends went back home to their families to chill out. And me, Bruno, what did I have to do? I had to help my family, you know. I had to sacrifice, because I knew that that's exactly what it takes for me to get to where I want to be. If you see every single successful person in this world, do you think they had an easy life? Fuck no. They had the hardest life. They had an incredible story, you know. The hero doesn't just get here, you know. First he needs to reach to the bottom, and then he gets to the top, you know. When you're at the bottom, there is only one direction you can go, and that is up. And I knew it when I was knocking doors, when I was cleaning windows, when I was selling cell phone plans, when I got scammed by my boss. I knew it, that was the bottom that I could be. And I knew that one day I'll get there. And I'm here. I'm still far from where I want to be, but I'm so much better, you know, at the moment. But yeah, it's crazy looking back that I was alone. It was so fucking lonely. That's what nobody talks about. Entrepreneurship is lonely as fuck. And that's why I created, I don't want to talk much about it, but I have a private networking group for entrepreneurs, a place where they can connect, do partnerships, travel all over the world, scale their businesses together, learn from the best in the world in the masterclasses. And that's exactly what I wanted to have when I was in that lonely chapter, when nobody around me believed in my vision. They didn't believe me, to the point that I thought I was fucking crazy. But I was not fucking crazy. I was damn right. And I remember I started creating content about 2 years ago. And it completely changed my life. 3 months after starting posting content, I already had 10,000 followers. Because, I was being genuine. I was being myself. I was documenting the journey. And a lot of people started reaching out for help. Okay, I created a consulting business helping people to grow their personal brands. Still have to that point, still have until now that business, putting a bit to the side because I'm going all in with the private networking group. And yeah, it was crazy that I remember the first month that I started creating content, I was stuck at 50 followers. I remember being in the cafeteria and all my friends, being, Bruno, stop making those cringy videos. That shit won't take you nowhere. Again, the same story, nobody believing in my vision. Don't try to be like fucking Mr. Beast or whatever. All those fucking comments. I remember being in the cafeteria and one of my friends showing my video to everyone. And I remember, one day, you'll fucking see. One day, watch me. You're gonna fucking watch me, traveling all over the world, helping my family and making crazy shit with cool people. And yeah, as a content creator and entrepreneur, that's the path that you had to, that's the path that most of all of us have to go through, the embarrassment part, I wouldn't say I was embarrassed, but fuck, I was doubting myself, questioning myself every single night. But that's exactly what it takes again. And I remember once I was at 10,000 followers, they're like, Bruno, congrats, you're doing fucking amazing. Keep going, I want to be on the journey with you. But no, fuck that, When you're at the bottom is when you know who are the fucking real ones. That's when you know. It's not when you're at the top, it's when you're at the bottom. And since I was a kid, my father taught me this, because a lot of stuff has happened into my father's life, and I love my mom and my dad, the best parents in the world. But they went through a lot, to put food on the table, to sacrifice for us. And that's why I have this fucking drive, as you can probably see, and this passion to conquer everything I fucking want in this life. And I will not stop until I make it happen. And I will make my last name, this last name, it will be known all over the fucking world. Trust me, that shit. And yeah, I started posting content, and then I dropped out of college. I know it's crazy. About a year ago, I was in my third year of college. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna burn the boats again. I'm going all in on my consulting business, and I'm going all in on my fucking vision, because I know that me finishing college, me quitting on my dream of becoming a professional tennis player, what route was it gonna take me? I was either gonna become a 9 to 5 working, and again, I'm not hating on 9 to 5 because I used to fucking clean windows. I was gonna work 9 to 5 all my life, corporate America, have no freedom, be far from my family, not being able to help them. Being a professional tennis player or football player, yeah, okay, you have freedom, but there's still somebody above you telling you have to be there at a certain time. And I knew that us as entrepreneurs, I can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. And I knew it. Everyone was calling me crazy, Bruno. Like, don't drop out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You made all these sacrifices for you to now drop out of college and go back to your parents' house. What the hell are you doing? And I was like, okay. I remember messages, phone calls, everybody telling me, Bruno, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing even my parents, of course, telling me, Bruno, what the fuck are you doing? Are you crazy? Why are you leaving everything behind to come back? And I was like, Mom, Dad, trust me. And I remember I dropped out of college in December last year. And January to March was the hardest periods of my life. I was not ready for the impact of dropping out of college and all that weight that you have in your shoulders. Like, you literally have to make it happen, Everybody's watching you. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming to fucking save you. And I realized even more. I already knew that when I was cleaning windows, but I was like, fuck, I have to fucking do it. And I remember it was the loneliest period of my life. I was locked in my room all fucking day, working 12 hours a day. And that's one problem that I see a lot of entrepreneurs do, is having that lock-in mentality. I gotta lock in, I gotta lock in. Okay, that's amazing. But you need to have a balance. You know what I mean? You gotta have a balance in this life. You gotta be able to lock in, but you gotta be able to make incredible experiences and be surrounded by guys who understand you, your vision. And again, that's why I created the private networking group, because I see a lot of guys are, oh, let me just lock in for a couple months. Okay, lock in, but enjoy your life at the same time. You know, life is so short. Tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow I'm here. You know what I mean? I don't know if my parents tomorrow are here. And that's one of the reasons I also dropped out of college. I knew that every single day that I would spend in college in America, 5,000 miles away from my family, I knew that it was one day less that I would spend with them. And I never know. You know, I would always think, what the fuck would happen, you know, if one of my family members dies and I'm here on the other side of the world, the regret that I would have. And that's why I choose me, I choose my family, I choose my business to go all fucking in on my vision. I knew I was different. And now, everybody's starting to see, you know, that I was damn fucking right. That Bruno is the real fucking man. You know what I mean? And again, I don't have an ego, I'm not showing off like you boys know it. And yeah, it was the hardest period of my life. And then at the end of March, my life completely changed. Bought a one-way ticket to Bali. Spent there 2 months, connected with the biggest entrepreneurs all over the world. Daniel Dallin, Jamie Robbins, whatever, like so many insane guys making huge numbers. And that's where I realized the people you surround yourself with is the most important thing in this life. Truly, when we're 80 years old, we won't remember the revenue numbers. You entrepreneur watching this on the other side. Or even if you're not an entrepreneur, I don't give a fuck. When we are 80 years old, we won't remember the revenue numbers. What we remember are the experiences we make with the people we like, care, and respect the most. And the connections, the lifelong friendships. And that's again why I created my private networking group for entrepreneurs. And I realized that in Bali. You know, made incredible experiences, my business was scaling, friendships. And then I realized, oh shit, my period here in Bali is now coming to an end because I wanted to go back home to see my family. Now remember, fuck, I'm going back home. Wait, I still haven't created my private networking group by this time. I'm gonna come back home and be again with the same life, being locked in my room, not have the people around me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell to the whole world that in less than 2 months, I'll host my first event for entrepreneurs. 1 month, 3 weeks after, boom, created an account from scratch, a retreat with 20 entrepreneurs. Now we just did one in Bali, and now we're gonna do one in Portugal. Next year, we're going all over the world. French Alps, South Africa, Maldives, Patagonia, fucking Dolomites, Iceland, South Africa, all over the world, connecting people. Because that's what I fucking love. I love human connection. I love fucking talking shit with each other, locking in together, solving problems together. That's what I fucking love. And helping my family at the same time. Fuck. I needed to say this shit, you know. It's a beautiful day today here in Portugal. The ocean, amazing. The sun is on me, catching some tests. You know, incredible, incredible day. Incredible to have this freedom to be here at 9 a.m. on a fucking Tuesday. You know, your unemployed friend on a random Tuesday morning. Fuck all the people who doubted me, honestly. You know, that's all I have to say. You know, you'll never meet a hater doing better than you. And again, I'm not, well, I would say I'm a bit cocky, but cocky in a good way, you know. I know that I'll be the best and I'll be number one in the space. But you know, I put in the fucking work for that. And yeah, we're going all over the world. And this is my story. This is Bruno Moreira. Now being able to, you know, help my family, start to travel the world, all over the world, connecting people, and having a life of freedom, which is the most important thing in this life. And being happy, again. You know, happy, of course, there are some periods in your life where, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you need to sacrifice that a bit. But you know, having freedom, that's the most important thing for me. And yeah, thanks for watching until the end. This is the story of Bruno Moreira. Who the fuck is he? Bruno Moreira, a 22-year-old entrepreneur who's gonna conquer everything he ever wants in his life. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel to keep on following the journey. Leave a comment, and I'll catch you boys on the next video. Peace.